The 2026 Threat Detection Report is here. Real data, real threats, and the actionable insights you need to keep your organization safe throughout the year.
So one of the insights that really surprised me was in the AI infrastructure section, trend section of the threat detection report. What I found really interesting in that section was just what happens when an adversary hijacks AI infrastructure. And so these are those AI agents that are deployed internally at an organization. And so if you can just imagine that an adversary gets access into a network, they're able to access one of those agents that now can answer any questions in human language, and it makes that adversary's job so much easier. They can conduct reconnaissance, they might even be able to get credentials, and they can do it in a matter of minutes rather than hours or days.
There's a common theme of abuse of existing trust. None of the techniques or trends that you see in the report involve the exploitation of vulnerabilities, but rather predominantly the exploitation of human behaviors, right? So in the case of RMM tools, we're talking about signed, trusted applications that have a dual purpose use, right? There's a very legitimate purpose for these RMM tools, some of which may be authorized in certain environments. And so discerning like, okay, what is actually allowed versus what is actually being abused, that's extremely difficult for defenders, and adversaries know that.
The proportion of threats from different data sources, I guess, is maybe the easiest way to say it. And more specifically, like total volume of identity threats versus total volume of endpoint threats. And those two things are starting to level out, which is a little surprising just because I've been at Red Canary for a very, very long time, dating way back to when Red Canary was primarily doing MDR on endpoints for the most part, right? And then we've adopted all of these other tools. So I've always sort of had it in the back of my head, like when are the scales going to shift? And I think we're really, really starting to see that in the identity space.